So I'm here with the amazing Nicky Davis. For those of you who do or do not know me, I'm Elliot Kay, the co-founder of the Speaker Awards, and I'm speaking to Nicky today because I want to find out why she chose to get involved with the Speaker Awards. And of course, just to let you watching this to understand who we're pulling in for the Speaker Summit, who we're pulling in for the awards, and just to give you an insight into why we partner up with incredible people like Nicky. So, Nicky, first things first, thanks for doing this. Tell anyone, pretend no one knows you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I've been working in the corporate space for about 20 years, selling our leadership development programs into that space. And the last probably about 3 or 4 years, I've recognized that coaches, consultants, and speakers really have a great role to play in corporates in helping them solve some really tricky issues. But they struggle to actually get a foot in the door with corporates. And it's something that I know how to do. I've got some great strategies that aren't salesy at all. And I just want to help people be successful in that space.
Amazing. So, on that note, what is the biggest mistake speakers make trying to get into corporates?
I guess the biggest mistake is not talking to the right person. A
Right.
lot of speakers will decide that, oh, it must be HR that I need to speak to. And the thing is, everybody is going to HR. So you've got coaches, you've got consultants, you've got speakers, everybody is being driven to HR. And HR can't handle the number of inquiries that they have or suggestions that they have for people to work with them. What you want to do is actually look at where's the problem that you help solve showing up within that organization and who has line of sight to that. And often it's going to be an operations director or a chief operations officer that you want to speak to because they can see the problem that you can help solve.
Mm. And you're going to be doing a lot of kind of that stuff in your Ask the Expert session on the day at the Speaker Summit, right? So you're going to be giving some of those golden nuggets away. Fantastic. And so you work with speakers to get them in corporate, you understand the problem. So what was it about the summit and the awards that, besides my charming personality, that got you to get involved with us? What was it for you? What did you feel pulled you in?
Well, we've got some mutual clients.
We do.
And yeah, and the thing is, they're raving fans of yours, Elliot. And I think they're
Oh,
probably raving fans of mine as
they are.
well.
That is true. Everyone I spoke to has spoken very highly of you.
Thank you. And likewise. And so it made sense, really, to support what you're doing in this space because we're actually doing the same thing. We're helping people be successful. And the thing is, these corporate organizations really need our help. They can't do it on their own. And so it's a real win-win scenario. We can help coaches, consultants, and speakers. You and I can do that help, but we can also help corporates as well by bringing some really excellent people, excellent resources into their organization. And that's why I wanted to get involved because people get stuck getting that foot in the door. And that's the piece that I would really like to bring to the Speakers Summit and to your audience. And what you're doing is really helping them be successful once they've got that foot in the door. So it's a lovely win-win scenario for me.
Absolutely. And the thing is, we're really theming it this year about pulling back the curtain, right? So throughout the day, we're going to have Ask the Experts, which you're a part of. Obviously, they can connect with you directly. But we're also doing Q&As with agents and bureaus. And we're like, look, this is the speaking scene, right? So you're bringing the corporate angle. And then we've got the bureaus bringing the bureau, and we've got agents bringing agents. And then I'm going to be delving into more speaking techniques because I did a bit of a poll and I asked top speakers, 10K plus, if they were to watch a speaker, what would they want? Right. So of course they want a better business, they want to get paid more. I mean, that's a given. Let's agree on that. More bookings, of course. Actually, some said less. They're like, no, I want less bookings, better paid. And they said, I want to learn advanced delivery techniques. So I've actually changed my talk, and I'm doing it about advanced delivery techniques, my little talk. And it's so nice to have you, because no one else is bringing the corporate angle. I think in the room there'll be so many different peers and agents and bureaus, but you're the only one that's bringing that unique corporate. Here's how to do it. Here's the access to it. So I think that's really great that you did decide, and that helps us again pull the curtains back, because I don't know if you're aware of this. I read research, it was last year, and they kind of went, where's the money for speakers? Right. And a lot of people think it's in conference and events. And that's not true, is it? The money is in corporate, because conferences and events like us, we have to sell tickets. So it's very hard to commit to a fee, versus corporates actually put budgets aside. So do you think there's a bit of a misconception you can help clarify there a little bit for the speakers watching this?
Yeah, corporates do buy speakers into their space all the time. If I think about some of our corporate clients, there's all hands meetings that take place, which is where they bring all the organization's employees together in one space. And very often that's about, looking at the vision, the mission, what we're trying to achieve here. And they look for speakers to come and do keynote speaking to give that wow factor, that oomph, that encouragement, that motivation. And then there's another side, which is really more
The
about
dark
content
side. The dark side.
speaking. Maybe it is the dark side. And that's about content speaking. And content speaking is really about, it's not about motivation so much, it's about helping solve a problem. And corporates have numerous problems because we are all human beings. When you bring human beings together, there's often some difficulties around communication, around relationships, around how we get things done. And so they're looking for outside experts to come in and help them with those particular topics. So content speakers, speakers that have a particular issue that they have some expertise around, and they know how to communicate that effectively, with some backup workshops, for example, on how to put that into action. Corporates are looking and buying that all the time. Worldwide, this is a $600 billion market. It's vast. There's plenty of room for the likes of you, me, coaches, consultants, and speakers to operate in that space. Corporates love working with small business owners because we've got that flexibility. So it's a great.
Are you there? You started to say it's a great space, and then you went quiet. Was that where
Oh,
you ended? It's a great
no.
space. No? It's a great
I
space. Ooh,
think the
the
internet,
tension, the
yeah.
tension. And if you want to find out more, come meet Nicky at the summit.
Yeah,
It's a great space. What was the last part of that?
it's a great space for speakers, coaches, and consultants. Corporates love working with small business owners like us. They love our flexibility. They love how responsive we are. It's a great union between corporates and those of us that are small business owners.
Brilliant. And again, you're going to be diving much more, and people can meet, find and ask you questions, right? Because what we have done as well is put an emphasis of having long breaks. So again, within lunch, within between talks, there'll be breaks for you to connect with you as well as ask the experts. So it's quite interesting. I think a lot of people assume that corporates aren't looking and won't pay, or, don't pay a lot. And I think that's down to the bigger the problem, the more they'll pay to fix it, right?
Yeah.
So in your experience dealing with corporates and things like that, what's the best platform for them to get eyeballs on you before we wrap this up? Would you say it's LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok? Does it
Oh,
depend? That's what I mean. Sorry.
yeah. Sorry. So in terms of online platforms, LinkedIn is going to be the best. So there was a piece of research that was done by LinkedIn that found that 86% of corporate leaders are actually on LinkedIn. But then when you look at how many engage with the content that's on LinkedIn, it drops significantly. So one of the things that you want to do is focus less on social media content, but focus more on getting close proximity to those corporate decision makers. And that's what makes the difference.
Sorry, froze again. So get closer to corporate decision makers.
Oh,
Yep, I can see it's a
yes.
little bit wobbly. It's a little bit wobbly. So I'll do a little
Yeah.
dance in the meantime. There we go. I think we're unwobbled. So get in front of the corporate decision makers. What was the second half to that part?
So yeah, so it's about getting proximity, getting close to corporate decision makers. And there's very specific strategies that work for that. And that's what I'm going to be talking about at the Speakers Summit.
Excellent. Ask the expert session. Fantastic. Look for, I might sit at your table, I might come and go take some notes. And I suppose you don't mean hound them at the golf club. That's not what you mean.
No.
Okay, just checking. There's other clubs you might find them at, but I'm sure you don't want to hound them there either. So that's fantastic. So, Nicky, in the meantime, if people want to hear from you, if people want to connect with you, how do people do it prior to the summit? Because some people might not want to wait. So, how do they do it?
Yeah. Yeah. So the best way to do it is to actually either connect with me on LinkedIn and send a message there, or go onto my website, which is Nicky J.
So, Nicky
I
J.
think I might have stuck
Davis.
again.
Yeah, we got a little bit stuck today. Technology's great while it works. So, repeat your website, www.Nicky,
NickyJDavis.com.
and that's just the letter J. Or is
Yeah.
it J-A? It's not J-A-Y. So Nicky, the letter J, Davis.com. Perfect. Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you so much for being here, for being a part of this journey, for wanting to support speakers, experts, consultants, to being part of the summit and the awards, of course. But the awards is hair down, relaxing. We take our kind of work masks off for that. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on the day. And, in the meantime, if you want to reach out to Nicky, ask any questions about corporate, find out some webinars or anything she might be doing in the interim, please feel free to do so. NickyJDavis.com. Nicky, have a lovely rest of the day, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Elliot. Bye.